Question number 21. Can the bankruptcy trustee take my car? If there is no equity in your car, after subtracting any car loan and any exemption amount available to you from the car's present sale value, the bankruptcy trustee will not be interested in taking your car. If there is equity in the car over and above the value of the exemptions available, a debtor can usually buy an unprotected equity back from the bankruptcy trustee. So you may have to pay the bankruptcy trustee to keep your vehicle if you have a lot of equity in the car. Question number 22. If I have a loan against the car, will the bank take the car? If you still owe money on the car, you can choose to reaffirm the debt to the secured lender, keep the car, and continue paying under the existing terms. Or you have the option of buying the car from the secured creditor in a single payment for its present value. This is called a redemption. And there are companies that make redemption loans at very high rates, I might add. Question number 23. I am paying too much for my car and it's not worth the amount that I owe. I don't want the car. Can I turn it back into the bank? Yes, you can surrender the car and be free of any obligation to make any further payments on it. Question 24. Can I discharge my student loan in bankruptcy? In a Chapter 7 filing, student loans are no longer dischargeable unless you can prove that repaying the loan creates a unique hardship for you and your family. Proving a hardship of this type that is sufficient to get a discharge is an extremely difficult thing to do and is usually not possible. Question number 25. Can I transfer my assets to someone else before filing? If you do that, your discharge will be denied. Such transfers are not effective to put your assets beyond the reach of creditors and bankruptcy trustees. A bankruptcy trustee can recover the assets, so don't even try to do this. Question number 26. Are there tax consequences for filing bankruptcy? Typically, for the average individual debtor, receiving a discharge in bankruptcy has no tax consequences. The IRS Code Section 108 excludes the discharge of debt in bankruptcy from its definition of cancellation of debt income. Question 27. I received a Form 1099-C for a debt that I had discharged in bankruptcy. What can I do? Well, if you have received an IRS Form 1099-C on a debt that was discharged in your bankruptcy case, you can file something called a Form 982 to tell the IRS that the sum on the 1099 should be excluded from your income by reason of your bankruptcy. On this point, I would see my accountant. Question number 28. What is a discharge in bankruptcy? A discharge releases you from personal liability for certain specified types of debts. In other words, you are no longer required to pay any debts that are discharged. Question number 29. Can creditors still bother me about a debt after a discharge? The discharge operates as a permanent injunction, directing your creditors to refrain from taking any form of collection action on discharged debts, including legal action and communications with you, such as telephone calls, letters, and personal contacts. Question number 30. What about liens on my property? Although a debtor is relieved from personal liability for all debts that are discharged, a valid lien that has not been avoided in the bankruptcy case will remain after the bankruptcy case is over. Therefore, a secured creditor may enforce the lien to recover the property secured by the lien. In other words, if your car is still under financing, the lender can repossess the vehicle. You would not be liable for any deficiency, but they can take the property